Great morning. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. This is your girl Shan. I'm gonna get into today's topic. The marriage topic of the day is what is bonding you together in your marriage? What is bonding you together in your marriage? I sighed because I don't know. I don't know. Very interesting. Just my thoughts that I've been thinking on today's topic, as I was praying to God. And I think about the various things that bonds, husbands and wives together in their marriage. And so you don't have to put what it is. Good morning, Dalisha. But I just want you to think, what is the bond that holds you and your husband or you and your wife together? Now, some will say, well, we really don't have a bond. I want to go a little bit deeper on this morning. And when I say bond, all kind of things that's probably come to your head, but what is the emotional bond? You have a lot of married people that say this. Well, it's our children that's holding us together. Okay, so when the children are no longer there, what's going to hold you together? People say, you know what? I understand, Shane, you talking about this emotional thing or whatever. I love my husband. I love my wife. But good morning, Paula. I love my husband. I love my wife. Hey, Alex. But I don't know. I can't give my whole heart to them. Now, that confuses me, right? That's just like that. I love my husband, but I'm not in love with him. That lets me know that you really don't know what love is, and I'm not trying to come at anybody on today, but I don't understand. So if I told my husband I couldn't give my whole heart to him, why would I even commit myself to marrying him? Maybe I told him that before we said I do, but what is preventing me from giving my whole heart to my husband? Do you know people actually say this? Do you know? And this is where I'm confused because people say this. Well, Shane, you don't understand. I'm not really emotional. So when it comes to marriage, good morning, Tasha. Okay, I'm confused again. What is the bond that's holding your marriage together? Some will even admit, well, what holds us together is sex. We have good sex. Okay. But what is beyond that? The reason why it sounds like I have a little frustration in my voice is for the simple fact is it irritates me so bad about how people play with the institution of marriage, okay? And it irritates me so bad to the point to where I was reading a comment on yesterday on this page in reference to a response that was posted about marriage and maturity and da-da-da. And so a single individual, and I'm not mad at the person's post, but a single individual said, the reason why people are not getting married anymore. And the reason why people do get married is so that they can get something out of it. And I was like, wow. Is that a reality? Is that what the sanctity and the institution of marriage has come to? Maybe that's the new idea. Y'all can let me know. I don't know. When you've been married for so long, you don't know what people be thinking nowadays. But see, this is something that irritates me. And I'm not just talking about, that particular topic. But what irritates me is this. I can't stand individuals that you have no intentions at all of getting married, but you're with an individual because I don't want them to end up with somebody else. I feel comfort. I feel safety. You with them without even saying I do, and you still only with them for what you can benefit and get out of them. I have heard women single, in a sense, or they're in a relationship, they're not married, but they'll make this comment and they'll say, I don't really want marriage. That's really hard for me to believe because, and I'm not judging nobody. If you're in this situation, maybe you can help give me a different view. I accept it. But this is what I'm thinking as a woman here. And my mindset is totally different. I understand that. But why would I allow myself to live with someone? I may even go as far as in the state of Texas, I think Oklahoma too, you have this thing called common law wives. You know what I'm saying? I'll even take on that label. But the person that I'm with, I've devoted my heart to. I've had children for this individual. Heck, people walking around saying that I'm this individual's wife, but yet still, I really don't want to get married. I do not believe in my heart that a woman will be willing to stay with a man long term like you are his wife, but you don't desire to get married. I do believe that in the beginning, you were like, oh yeah, you was telling yourself, what we tend to do sometimes as women, we lie to ourselves. And if I do this and I show him I can cook and, oh, I have a baby for him, if I could show him that I'm a good wife and good wife material, then maybe one day he'll marry me. And so at the end, now I'm getting a lot of women who are my age and older that's frustrated because they've been with somebody since they're 19. I'm 41. They've been with somebody since they're 19, and it's still like, this ain't going nowhere. This is it. We didn't reach the maximum. We didn't reach the peak. See, what frustrates me about that is because, hey, Sister Lolo, you are playing with somebody else's emotions. And let me tell you what happened when people's emotions get played with. They go numb. They go numb, and they really don't know what it's like to feel love. They don't know what it's like to feel joy. And I believe there is a lot of people in their marriages right now, you are not even really bonded by emotion because you've been so hurt. And that's why in the past. And so that's why a lot of people can say, I can't give my whole heart to my husband or my wife, but you married. Like, what is blocking you from doing that? And this is where I really get confused. And I promise you, I don't be trying to bag on my church folks. Like I said, for y'all who are new, I was raised under the church. That's the terminology. Hey, Miss Delia. But this is what I don't understand. If I call myself a Christian, I believe in the Most High God. The God that created the heavens and earth. Nowadays, you got to define anyway. So I believe in the Most High God. How is it that I can say I am a child of God? I love God. I am in this marriage in which God has instituted and created. I'm saying all the things. I'm praying over people. I'm making it look good in church. I'm making it look good in the community. But I'm saying, I can't love my spouse. I can't give my whole heart. Now it's the difference. If you got married and you've been in a whole bunch of tomfoolery in your marriage, that's a whole nother. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you done been through some little petty things, little small things, but you ain't been through some serious things. But you say, no, you coming into marriage talking about, well, yeah, I love my husband, but in your mind, you saying I can't give my whole heart to him because I've been burnt so much in the past I can't trust. But how can you have a relationship with the Most High God and you say you love God and God love you, but you can't even trust to love your own spouse? That's where I'm confused. That's where it's so many oxymorons that come in. It's so much oil and water when it comes to marriage. So if you just joining in, the question I've been asking is, what is bonding you and your husband or you and your wife together? What bonds y'all together? Most people will say out their mouth love, but what does love look like to you? What is love? You know what I'm saying? Some may say support. Some may say finances. Some may say, I just didn't want to be lonely. So companionship is what's bringing us together. But if you find yourself getting upset in your marriage and you find yourself saying, my husband is not making me happy or my wife is not making me happy, then look at what's bonding you together and what you agreed to when it comes to that bond. You see what I'm saying? How can we blame it? Okay, let's bring it back to the individual. How can we blame our husband and wife for stuff, for not making us feel whatever, if we don't even open up our whole heart to them because we're afraid that they're going to hurt us, but you wasn't afraid to say, I do. Now, I say this, and I'm not trying to say it in a mean way, but, sometimes when I look at the perspective and the viewpoint of people who are, this what the old folks call it, somebody getting their emotions, who's shacking, and shacking, in case y'all don't know, some of y'all youngs is when you live together in a sense like you married, but you not. When I look at their point of view and their perspective, I be about this close to be like, you know what, they right in what they saying. I can accept different perspectives, but what just burns me up is just how people play with marriage. Like, I had somebody say this too. How can you expect God to bless you when you know you're not doing right? That's just like as parents, when our children expect us to give them all the things that they want, the name brand, this, the Xbox, all these things. I'm 16, I want a Mercedes Benz, but they not doing right. So that kind of falls into that do as I say, not as I do. What does that look like when it comes to your marriage? Why are we playing with God? I don't get it. Why are we playing with people's emotions? I had a young lady ask me this, She inboxed and she said, can you talk about why is it that you have, and this is mainly men, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, and y'all know this to be true, where you string a young lady along. Yeah, we'll get married one day. But you know, deep down inside, you have no intentions of marrying this young lady. I had another young lady comment, and it was very powerful what she said, and she's single, I'm taking it now. And she said, before I get into a marriage again, she said where she used to get caught up is because she would see the potential in the individual in whom she married. And a lot of us have that gift. You see the potential in somebody else when they don't see the potential in themselves. And so what tends to happen for the person who don't see the potential, you think your spouse is becoming pushy and they trying to tell you what to do and boss you around and stuff like that. And so that bond that you thought you had, you like, let me pull away. I don't trust this because you trying to be my parent. No, they're not trying to be your parent. They see the potential in you that you don't see in yourself. And see, when we can line up and put our pride aside, when you married as husbands and wives, like I always say, y'all supposed to be so close that your spouse can see something in you that nobody else can see, not even your parents who gave birth to you. Prime example, when my mother-in-law came down, and this is just a little small example to try to make what I'm saying plain. Because of the love that I have for my husband, and I like to cook, okay? I love to get in the kitchen and cook from scratch. But one thing my husband don't like is fat on his meat. If we have a pork chop or some steak, I got to take the fat out. Most people say, why you want to take the fat off? That's when we keep the... My husband don't like it. So I remember me and my mother-in-law was in the kitchen, and she was just like, girl, because she from the country. Girl, why you got all this fat? You trimming all the fat off the meat. I said, because my husband don't like that. Now, see, when he was in mama's house, he ain't had no choice. But see, he's the head of our home. And so that's something he expressed to me as his wife. And out of the love, the emotional bond that we have for each other, I'm going to do what my husband desires. But what I loved about my mother-in-law is she didn't say, girl, I've been raising him for such and such years. I know what he like. No, she just said, oh, okay. Because she recognized and she respected our bond that we have for each other. Some of us are so confused in our marriage and our marriage is not going great because we do not have an emotional bond. I don't understand. If God and the emotion that's always used in reference to us as his children is love in the Bible. Love, love, love. Jesus came down, he said love. But how can you have marriage and there is no love? What do you have? Are y'all just roommates? Like, what are we doing here? And even if you find yourself in this place, I'm not saying this for you to dip out on your marriage and, oh, Shan is right, I'm going to leave you. No, what I'm saying is man up, woman up, examine yourself, go back and backtrack in your mind and pinpoint, okay, where did this go wrong? What did I do? You know what I'm saying? Don't blame your spouse. What did I do to get our marriage to this place? Or what could I've done better? See, when the emotional bond, when there is no emotion, we expect our spouse to do everything and hold down the weight of the marriage. But how can you say marriage is 100 if you're not holding down your weight? If you expect them to do all the work? Some may say, well, Shan, you know, I've been doing all the work and now I'm tired. But ask yourself, are you really ready to give up on your marriage? What is that bond that holds you together? If you're single right now, let me talk to my single ladies. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I would highly encourage, especially if you know you're the type of person that you like to get things done, you're focused, you're driven and all that. Please don't allow yourself, good morning, Wendy, to be into a relationship, hey, Chloe, for a whole 13, 14, 15 years. You going to everybody else's wedding and stuff like that. And this joker talking about, well, one day I want to get married. One day. A lot of people, now people have goals. Now this is different. This is a caveat to it. If you and your significant other, y'all not married yet, right? Y'all say, look, once I finish this degree, or she may say, once I do this, or he may be a contractor overseas working for the government. Once I finish this contract, y'all have sitting down and talking to it, then we can go ahead and proceed forward with marriage. You want to get, you know, like men, you want to make sure is what you're saying out your mouth that I can adequately provide for you. I respect that. But there are too many people who are jumping into marriage. You're jumping into marriage just like the young man said, the single guy that I was telling you about. It's just to get an opportunity, what you can get out of the other person. You have no intention. And so for a person who strings somebody along whether it be male or female, because both do it. You string somebody along, oh, I want to get married one day, baby. You are playing with somebody's heartstrings and you playing with the institution of marriage. My single folks, if you have been emotionally injured, emotionally damaged in your past, please, for the sake of the person that you're thinking about marrying, please make sure that you deal with that before you go into that marriage. The other person, before you go into that marriage and you know this person has told you, look, I have so much emotional damage from my past. I need to deal with this and work on this. Please don't think you're going to be the fixer, because only God can fix that. When it's emotional hurt that's so deep, because I'm telling you how this translates into marriage. When you marry somebody who is so emotionally damaged and you think you can fix them, which is what we think that we can do as women. We think we can come in even though men are generally the fixers. Oh, no, baby. Yeah, they showed you something different. But baby, when we get married, it'll be you telling him all the things, baby. Let me tell you what's going to happen. All that emotional hurt and damage, especially when y'all get into an argument, you going to get the blast of all of that, and you didn't even create it. So if the guy is telling you or the woman is telling you, I need to heal from some things, do not pressure that individual into marriage. Like I said, ask yourself, what will be the glue that holds your marriage together? Hey, Cousin Kim, what will be that bond that will hold your marriage together? If you're in a marriage right now, what is that bond? Because, baby, if you say the bond is the kids, when the kids is gone, y'all going to be looking at each other like you're crazy. You're going to say, you know what? I'm not feeling this marriage anymore. I don't want to be. This is where I'm at. This is Shan. It ain't no way in God's green earth I'm about to do 2 dimes. You hear me? Over 20-something years, and I'm just going to throw this marriage away. Not me. We gonna do some work. We done went through too much. Me and my husband built too much for me to throw the marriage away. But some people, as we always say, did not even come into the marriage on a good premise. God is not your foundation. Hey, Jose, God is not your foundation. You didn't even come in on it. Y'all were both emotionally damaged, but y'all trying to use this emotional damage to bind your marriage together. And then you wonder why it's not working. Hey, I love God, but look, God is not the foundation of your marriage. God is not the glue that's holding you together, because this is Colossians 3:23. For whatsoever ye do, do it wholeheartedly unto God and not unto men. I tell people this all the time, and I just told somebody else this. When I do things to God's level, when I try to be the best wife that I could be wholeheartedly unto God, I'm going to exceed my husband's expectations. When I love God and I, try to do all the things, I'm going to exceed. Some of us are not even trying to exceed. We're not even trying to do a Colossians 3:23. We're trying to exist. But then we the same ones who go around telling people, oh, marriage don't work. Oh, I've been married twice and marriage sucked. No, speak for yourself and say what you did to mess up your marriage. Baby, don't be trying to blame that on marriage as a whole. There are too many people, good morning, Natasha, who is in a marriage. They are bonded. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they go through, they are bonded emotionally. They actually love each other. Hey, Melanie. So don't be trying to, as a whole, that's just like people saying, well, all men cheat they dogs. No, there are no good men out there. Quit spewing that negativity and generalizing. Say, oh, the reason why I got with my wife because I was trying to use her because I was living in my mama's house. And so I wanted to go from my mama house to this chick house. So I was living with this girlfriend. So I was pretty much using them. Say what it is. Don't speak negativity over God's institution of marriage. You see what I'm saying? See what that foundation is. But bottom line in this video that I'm saying, and y'all can help me, I don't understand how somebody can say that they married, but you can't show no emotions towards your husband or your wife. You're not bonded emotionally. Love is not in there. Oh, you don't understand. I'm not a touchy-feely person. How you not a touchy-feely person, but you got 3 or 4 kids over here? Somebody was doing some touching and some feeling. See, I was trying not to go there on the day. I was trying to keep it calm. But I mean, you see what I'm saying? I can't stand when people say and do stuff like that. So cut it out. Ask yourself, what is the glue that's holding you and your spouse together in your marriage? Think on it. You see what I'm saying? And think on, was I wrong because I came into this marriage because my spouse, my husband had a military ID card and I wanted that good insurance, especially since everybody tripping over Obamacare. Let's be honest. What is holding you together? Is that military ID card because you're getting benefits, honey? No, I'm going to lay it all the way out there. I'm just, it hurts my heart. And I can't even imagine how God feels to see how people set up and they play with marriage like this. Especially, and I'm not judging because I am one, especially if you call yourself a child of the Most High God. How can you say that outside of your mouth and then you turn around and when it comes to your marriage, because baby, I'm going to be looking at you all kinds of crazy. You hear me? Because we are supposed to allow God to be that example for the people who are unchurched, for the people who are not, believers in God. But we out here showing our whole behinds as children of God. We talking crazy about our marriage and everything like that, but I'm a child of the Most High God. What? If I was somebody who didn't believe in God, I'd be confused too. If I was somebody who wasn't married and I was single, I continue to live in my sin as well. Because what you showing me, why would I want what you got if you talking out of both sides of your mouth, you speaking with forked tongue? Hey, Chloe, I ain't trying to dig in nobody's business, but I need us to be careful as children of the Most High God, what we say, especially when it comes to our marriage, especially if we the ones that's not trying to open up and bond with our spouse, and then we getting on our spouse's last nerve. So that's why I said I can't blame the young man for what he said. I can't blame him. People get married because they're using people and the benefits that they get out of it. That's what he sees. So I couldn't jump on his perspective. That's probably what's going on today. But us in the church, baby, we got to do better. You hear me? Don't be sitting up here putting on a show for everybody in the church like your marriage is all perfect, but you going through World War III or World War 2.5 at the house. Hey, Petra. You see what I'm saying? Don't do that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be the first one. I don't judge people, but I don't respect people that do that. I have no respect and no love. I respect somebody who say you a child of the Most High God. You know that you're not perfect, but you're doing all the things, putting aside your little selfish self to work towards having a marriage. You got whole people out here who desire to be in a marriage with somebody good, but you stand with that individual and you expect them to deal with your emotional wounding that you're not ready to work on. I don't get it. You came into marriage injured. And then you gave them the responsibility like they supposed to make you happy. And you wonder why your marriage don't work. So again, I ask yourself, what's the glue that's holding your marriage together? Is it God? Or is that just what you say out of habit? For us children of the Most High God, is that what you just say out of habit? Because it sounds good, but your actions is portraying something totally different. And your spouse walking around with the head hang low like they should be singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot because they married to you and you doomsday in the house. Okay, I don't know what's going on in nobody's house, but I had to drop what God put on my heart because that's what I prayed this morning. I hope it's a blessing to you, and I more so hope that it makes you think. I'm not trying to be negative about marriage, but see, it's time out. And these youngs be telling me all the time, people are sick and tired of people putting on a show. And this and this and this. It's time for people to start getting back to the real truth of what things are like so these singles can know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? And we get out of this fairy tale happy ending mentality. It's going to take some work. And so people can get mad at me if they want to because, she's so aggressive. No, you mad because I'm telling the truth. And it's making your flesh boil. That's why people get mad at me. But when I do what thus says the Lord, as Colossians 3:23, I ain't studying what people say about me. So you got a choice. God gives us the power to choose. He don't make us serve him. You see what I'm saying? He don't make us call ourselves Christian or children of the Most High God. So you got a choice. You can listen to this information every day, and I encourage you to take it in and do something about it. Move, show some action. Don't be coming. I'd rather you not even listen to me every day if you're not going to take the golden nuggets that's being said and apply it to your marriage. I don't give a dog if it's one person on here. I don't care if I'm just talking to the doggone phone. So I desire for people and me and my husband for you to be able to do what you need to do. It should be a wake-up call in your head. Lord, am I guilty of doing whatever they saying that, most people do in their marriage? And how can I affect change? How can I change it? But if you just listening to get your comment in so I can say hi to you this morning, don't even come back. Don't listen. Yep, I'm saying that. And y'all probably like, dang shit, I ain't about these likes. I ain't about the shares. Me and my husband's call of duty by the Most High God is to affect change in marriages. And people are sitting up here playing marriage and making it look good and all this lovey-dovey mess, doing it for the gram and for Facebook and all this other kind of stuff. No, we're not gonna do that. So if you listen, I encourage you to listen, to apply to yourself and affect change in your marriage. If not, don't get up at 7:30 every morning Central Standard Time to try to come on and listen to what I'm saying. So yes, it may take a while before you act, but I need you to be doing something, husband. I need you to be doing something, wife, because we love the success stories when people say, you know what, I was this close to putting in them divorce papers. I was this close to doing this. Oh, I recognize it's me that is the issue in my marriage, because I'm telling you, oh, I can't talk about that. Okay, I'm telling you, that's what we see. People always want to blame. Oh, they doing. But baby, when it come down to it and they find out it's them, oh, they get quiet and they don't want to, oh, I don't want to come in here and talk to you no more. Oh, I don't want to talk to you about this no more. Oh, you getting quiet because you found out you the problem in your marriage, huh? So y'all have a blessed day. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing to somebody today and not a curse. Share this because it's free. Your girl Shannon will be back for y'all tomorrow, whatever it is that God placed in my heart. God bless you and blessings to you.